And hello everybody, welcome back to How to Tankard. Today we'll be going over the amazing, absolutely kind of annoying decks of Monsters Red Association, or what you may know about it now, or Wild Horde. They changed the name recently, but the point of Monsters Red Association, Wild Horde, is to place down plenty of minions, have them all work together, fight for freedom. As in, they're gonna work together to kill your opponent, because that's about as much as you're gonna do. Monsters Red Association.
In possibly the most spectacular ways possible.
What he said. And, not to mention, there's a cool new mechanic with this deck that we'll be so happy to tell you about. And don't worry, he'll be telling you about it, not me, whenever the time comes. We hope that this video will be very informative to you and your journey for Cards Tankards. Well, I think that about sums it up. Let's start the battle, shall we? Cheers.
Cheers. As we said in the intro, today we're going to be teaching you about MRA, or, well, that's what it's more commonly known as. It has now been name changed recently to Wild Horde, which I will begrudgingly refer to it as that because of simplicity reasons. Yes, Zero, I know I stuttered a bit. So, the main gimmick of the MRA faction is this thing right here that is to the right of your deck and not to the left like the graveyard. It is called the reserves. Once per turn, you can put a card in there to gain 1 extra mana to do, I don't know, whatever you want with. Like, there I just summoned an Eager Farmer, which normally I would have had to wait a turn for, but because I reserved a dedicated Butler, it is now in there, trapped until I can get it out, with something I'll explain later, but I also gain 1 mana from it. The thing with reserving is to get creatures out of there, you have to use what is called mobilizing. And to get a specific creature out of there, you have to have a card that says mobilize and a number that matches its mana cost. For instance,
or less.
A card that said mobilize 3 would not get my dedicated Butler out. I would have to have a card that said mobilize 1.
Or something that said mobilize 3 or less.
Yes. There are many different versions of mobilize that I hope I can show, if I can get them. Like this Carnivorous Cobra. Its last word ability is mobilize 5 or 4. That means it can mobilize a 4-cost or a 5-cost creature from your reserves. And it does that completely free of charge when you have an ability or play a card that activates a mobilize.
Now, if you'll let me speak for a second, I'm going to play a card called the Killer Bee of Unworst, which it costs 2 mana, but it starts the turn with Rush and Flight. It has 4 attack and 1 health, which is a lot. But the downside is that when I place it, once I end my turn, the creature instantaneously dies. But, as you might have saw earlier, I put a Territorial Dove in my reserve, which means I get 1 extra mana. And I'm going to use that to play a card called Frenzied Fervor. I give a creature amped. Fervor, shut up. I give a creature amped, and +2/+2 until the end of turn.
Oh yeah, I'll be correcting him a lot.
Which is very good with this guy, because he's going to die at the end of turn anyway. So you can make him do extra damage to make him do a whole 6 damage in 1 turn.
Oh dear.
Not block.
Bro really hit me with the shotgun like I think I'm about to do the same thing you just did.
Oh no.
Actually no, but still, haha, take 4 damage.
I'm gonna play a card called Mob Rule. I get to deal 1 damage no matter what, and then I get to repeat that for every friendly creature I have, which is 1, which means I'll be able to deal 2 damage to his Eager Farmer. which kills it.
Oral Healer.
I'm gonna play a card called Labyrinth Wealth, which it's a 4-cost flight creature with 4 attack and 3 health. The activate, if you didn't know what an activate is, it means when I hit it on top of the head, or if you're on PC, you right click it. But if I hit it on top of the head, I get to deal 2 damage to another creature, but this takes 1 damage.
So it's basically like, do I want to use it for damaging other creatures, or do I want to use it for damaging the opponent directly?
Very tough predicament.
And it seems I also have one.
Because I put that in my reserve pile, I now have 6 mana, which allows me to place down 2 creatures, and I would have only been able to place down 1 of these creatures in the other one. You didn't see what the other one was. Oh, yeah, tell them what the card does.
Oh. Right. That was Sudden Onslaught, which it reads when it's played, you mobilize 2, then 2 or 3 twice. And when you don't mobilize, it draws a card instead to make up for it.
The flight has been slain. A fight has been slain! Now, there's a big
Ding
downside.
dong, the witch is dead. Oops.
You can run out of cards in your hand very, very often. It is not an uncommon thing to happen, and it happens to plenty of players. And if you're going against a deck who has a lot more sustain, you're pretty day screwed. Every single time you gotta place down an MRA card, you gotta tell them what it does.
Right. So this is Gelatinous Mass. And what it does is, upon its entrance, it gives all creatures in your reserves +1/+1. Basically, +1 health, +1 attack. And
So
I
his
placed down
dedicated
2 of
color that he
those,
has
so
in
they
there
have a
after
total
he
of
plays-
+2/+2.
So the dedicated butler that he placed in there after he did both of those went from a 1/2 to a 3/4, which makes it extremely powerful once it gets mobilized. I also didn't explain this card, and I'm being a hypocrite because I told him to do it. But this, its last word, which means when it dies, gets to mobilize a card in here that costs 2, which both of them do because they're both territorial dubs. This guy I'm gonna place down. This guy deals X damage to blockers before combat, where X is his creature's attack. This is a taunt creature that costs 1 with 1/2. Did you take my tanker?
Yes, I did.
One more.
Bro was just like, no more tankard. Well, I have no choice.
Oh yeah, and because he didn't explain what the monstrous spore does, on entrance, it draws 2 cards, and if he draws any spells between those 2 cards, they're instantly sent to the graveyard. And when it kills another minion, it summons a goblin. Goblin is a 2/1 creature with rush.
I probably should have explained that.
Probably. Anyway, I'm simply just going to end my turn as I cannot do it.
That is a carnivorous cobra that I already explained what it did. As you can see, it's a 7/7 and quite powerful. Let's see if he goes for the death blow. Oh, and he does.
Shall. But because that
Which
died,
summons
I now
me
get
a
to
goblin.
this. I'm going to give him a card called Sporecaster.
Oh,
When placed down, it
Oh,
instantly
no.
goes into his control.
Oh,
And at the
dear.
end of every single turn, he takes 3 direct damage.
oh yay, what fun.
Why are you complaining? You have like twice the news, man.
Yeah, you're right. I really have no place to complain here.
Damn right.
So I'm gonna full
As
push
you can
with
see here,
everything.
I'm grade A screwed because I don't have many defenders, and I don't really feel like throwing my bird away, but I'm gonna have to if I want a chance at winning this game. Let's go to
Oh,
Birdie Boy.
and I forgot to mention its entrance ability. It buffs the creatures adjacent to it.
Aha!
Oh dear.
I get to summon 2 creatures for free. And that's all I can do.
And I just used, what's it called again?
Frenzied
The
Fever.
Frenzied Fervor. Thank you.
So, I'm gonna have to defend these 2 because they deal the most damage.
And
These
this
guys
is
are
what,
also extremely threatening, but, you know, not much.
and this is what you want to do with MRA. You want to have great creature control.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be dead here. I don't got many defenders, and I'm gonna be taking so much damage next turn, not even that will be able to save.
Yeah, I think it's GG's here.
Now, we didn't get to go over all the cards in the Monster Fight Association because he killed me so quickly. Welcome to Monster Fight Association. You're gonna win quicker than you think.
Yeah. Either it's quick, either you kill them quick, or they kill you.
Showcasing that you can win very quickly because it's Monster Fight Association. Oh, I think that's such a good time to sign it off, is it not?
Mm-hmm. And I think this went
Alrighty.
fairly well.
I think it went too. Cheers, everyone. Have a good night.